Hello friends. Well, we're back again. Today we're going to look at Michael Saylor and the Bitcoin ID talk that he just did, Bitcoin ID for corporations. So there's some talk about when you have a business you have to identify yourself, do a press release in the newspaper, have a business bank account, and then you can register yourself with the state essentially as a business. And there's a discussion that Michael Saylor has put out that is about large businesses instead of being corporations in that sense of using digital IDs and Bitcoin IDs and using the ledger as a permanent form of public identification. So he gave a talk about that, and that's what he is proposing. And so let's take a look at that and let's see how that works. It works in terms of small business, but it also works in terms of large businesses. Any business could be able to do this. So let's see what his idea brings forth in terms of information from the cards. What's the universe have to say about Michael Saylor and his corporate ID, or corporate Bitcoin ID? They're moving us forward again. They're moving us one step closer. One step closer. Interesting. So these ordinals and these JPEGs and these pictures of things, gorillas and stuff, are maybe just kids playing with a new toy, but then somebody comes along and they know how to use it. Say yes. Say yes. So, yes. That's what it is. Yes. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Shaman Oracles. Tell us about Bitcoin ID and Michael Saylor. Remember, Michael Saylor came out almost angelic. I mean, he's incredible. His energy is incredible. So I think he's also the richest man in the world right now. So anyway, see, self-love. Say yes and self-love. Well, okay, self-love. So yeah, if you have a business, if you own your business, and you want to become part of the next big thing, then you need to identify your business on the blockchain. Okay, let's see. Self-love. Self-love. Okay, we always try to think so highly of the ones we love. We even give strangers the benefit of the doubt, but when it comes to self-love, many of us fall woefully short. To love oneself is to accept imperfection, embrace learning, and battle through the all-consuming fires of self-doubt in order to find the energetic balance inside each of us. Be aware of the small, insidious voice that perhaps repeats the negative self-assessment you had as a child. Maybe an ex-lover or a friend put a label on you that you've accepted. These self-judgments have no place in a whole, healthy relationship that is vital to have with yourself. It's only when you find your love for yourself that you can sincerely offer love to others. Well, there you go. So, it's a matter of self-love and self-preservation and doing what's right for you. And if you're self-employed or you're a business and you're a business owner, then you need to stay with the times and you need to take care of your situation. Act out a little bit of self-love and do what's right for you, which means Bitcoin ID. Okay, let's see. Stop pushing against what is. Align with it and move on. Okay, so stop fighting. Stop pushing against what is. Stop fighting it and move on. So this is the new thing. If you want to stay with the new thing, then get on board. And that's pretty much what he told them at the conference, was this is the new thing. If you want to stay current and relevant, you got to get on board. Otherwise, you're going to be lost, or it's going to be that much harder. So here it is. Think about this. Implement this, because this is the way forward. And Michael Saylor's pretty matter of fact when he speaks. He says, this, and this, this, and this, and that's it. He's not pretty or funny or elusive or any of that. He's straightforward, to the point, and often sounds almost irritated by the fact that people aren't catching on, and he has to keep coming out saying these things that everybody argues with him about. A new romantic cycle begins. Yep, a new romantic cycle begins, and that's known as Bitcoin and the ledger. Yes, Bitcoin and the ledger. Michael Saylor. New moon in Libra. Well, that's funny. New moon in Libra. New moon in Libra. A new romantic cycle begins. Give and take could well be the answer to whatever dilemma you're asking about. Compromise may be called for. It's time to start negotiating or even renegotiating. When the new moon in Libra comes up, there's a restart for you and for someone else. A new relationship could be beginning, and if that's the case, the chances are this will be a healthy and well-balanced connection. In anything you do after pulling this card, doing it in pairs is advised, such as teaming up with someone in business or in your personal life. Libra is a sign of relating, and this card suggests that whoever's at heart of the issue you're addressing is someone who will be open to talking things through. Avoid being selfish. It won't get you anywhere at this time. Reach out to someone and let them know you care. Feel more, think less. Marriage or engagement is on the cards. A legal matter will go your way. Pay some attention to your appearance, but don't be all about appearances. Libra is a sign of love and harmony, negotiation, and relationships. It is harmonious, kind, and luxurious, and always aiming for balance. So when we have a new moon in Libra, or at any time you draw this card, there's a restart possible for anything and everything connected to partnerships, negotiations, appearances, and justice. Remember that Libra is depicted by a set of scales. This energy wants to bring things back to equilibrium. Okie dokie. Well, there you go. My kitten has come into the room, so hopefully it won't be disruptive. Hello, kitten. Okay, you gotta stay over there, kitten. We're talking about Michael Saylor and Bitcoin ID. No, don't do that. Excuse me, but I will get in trouble if you do that. Okay. Okay, one more. Whoops. I guess I don't want to be shoveled anymore. Okay. Okie dokie, here we go. Alright, so, Michael Saylor, Bitcoin ID, and he's showing up. Michael Saylor. Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. So here he is, bringing information about the money, slow and steady. He's not going anywhere. He'll be there forever, just telling them what they need to know. Okay, what's crossing him? Queen of Swords. Truth, severity, austerity. Where you coming from? Blockages, not getting anywhere. What's the goal? Eight of Pentacles. Nice. Working hard. Laying down the foundation. Putting in the work. Putting in the energy. Doing the job. Where are we going? Seven of Wands. So, fortification. Well grounded. Standing your ground. Putting your feet down. Good. Standing your ground, making a place for yourself under the sun. And the tools. Knight of Swords. Truth. Moving ahead. That could be the ledger. Alright, how does Michael Saylor see himself in terms of the situation? Knight of Wands. A lot of knights. Knight of Wands. Moving fast. He's magnetic. He's attractive. People like him. He's telling them what they need to know and they're listening. He's sexy. Okay, the environment he finds himself in. Temperance. He's trying to balance things. He's trying to come off as somebody who makes sense, but he's talking about pretty radical things. So there's that. Hopes and fears. Page of Cups. So focusing on emotional stability. He's open. Might have a few surprises for people when he starts talking to them about this. Interesting. You never know what might show up. Never know what he might come up with next. And the outcome, what will come? The High Priestess. The High Priestess. So, internal as well as external resolution, internal peace and balance, and letting go of the illusions and finding a way to control the situation. Interesting. Let's see if we can find out a little more about the High Priestess. Oh, enigma, authenticity. Yeah, mystery, intelligence. So I think Michael Saylor is those things, and I think he's bringing about information to make changes to the old system by bringing in the new system. And the new system is what he's telling people about. First you gotta be identified as a player, and then once you're identified as a player, then you can partake in the new system. But first you have to get your entry ticket, and your entry ticket is a Bitcoin ID if you are a corporation. Otherwise, you're not willing to do that, you need to go away. This may also be like almost like a sieve, because there's a lot of corporations out there that are really not real entities. They're just shells so that people can launder money. And if you have to have a Bitcoin ID, and that is a permanent thing, it might be able to eliminate a lot of those shell corporations that are nothing. So maybe that's part of what's going on here. We're eliminating more of the illusions. So, let's see. Dreams, intuition, illusions, romance. Hopes, dreams, and guidance. Visions, the internet, and death. So yeah, I think hardship, death, endings, letting go. So I think we have to get rid of the illusion that the old system works. I think we have to get rid of the illusions of the alternative coins having value, and being like stocks, but stocks actually have a percentage of a corporation that they own, and so therefore it'll solidify the stocks as being something tangible, whereas the alternative coins will be not tangible, and maybe it'll filter those things out. The star is like illumination too. It's brightness, it's brilliance. And when you're on the ledger, you are one of the stars that can be counted. Otherwise, you're just a light in the sky. I think there's going to be a death to the old system because there's too many ways that the old system can be corrupted. And we need to eliminate the illusions, and we need a more secure place. And I think he's bringing us to that place. Okay, pretty consistent. All the cards are really consistent. I like the say yes. That's very direct and to the point. Just say yes, get it over with, do the work, and become, have a happy surprise as that you are listed as a Bitcoin business going into the future. That's not a bad thing. Seriously, that's not a bad thing. Okay, who's going to show up for Michael Saylor today? When he does his corporate ID. The eagle. Excellent. Excellent. And that's like an American eagle too. And here we are in the air again. We seem to spend a lot of time in the air. Eagle. All-pervading power, truth seeker, transforms karma. The noble eagle emanates the light of the sun. This great bird is both physically and spiritually strong and represents mastery over elements of fire and air. When the eagle appears, you'll soon be thrown into a karmic fire for the sake of your transformation. Yes, the eagle pushes us to be our best and brightest selves and stops at nothing to see us shine. Grasp the sun in your talons and hold on for the ride. You are stronger than you think, eagle child. Bright, radiant challenges. Yeah, okay. Well, I think there's an added component here of not only will they identify legitimate businesses, but I think they'll eliminate all the illegitimate businesses, and I think that's a boon. So that might be the happy surprise in the hopes and fears. But it seems as though he's coming out as the Knight of Pentacles. He's speaking to the group in truth. He's coming from being blocked, with the old system. He's in the new system now, so he has a footing and he's strong. He's a conqueror. He's going to use the Knight of Swords to move fast with truth and to get this job done. The Knight of Wands is magnetic, it's sexy, you want to be part of this, and he's attracting people into it. He's balancing the situation, so he's balancing the good and the bad in the situation. He's giving companies legitimacy, and he's giving other companies, basically the boot. But here you go. Happy surprise, and then the High Priestess, which is almost the queen of illusions. She's in charge of all the things that are slippery and not nailed down. And yet she has the ability to control those and work with them. So I think that's what these companies are, a little bit slippery, and he has the ability to control them and work with them. So that's good. That's very exciting news, actually. This whole Bitcoin ID, corporate Bitcoin ID, that's a pretty great idea. So here we go, establishing a whole new financial system, which is Bitcoin, instead of the old system. All these little things are being replaced until we turn around and we realize everything has been replaced and there is no more old system, and here we are on the new system. And that's the goal. Okay, well, thanks again. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.